International Speech Contest and welcomes all forms of feedback. And I also want to say please pay special attention because in the evaluation portion, in addition to being evaluated regularly, we'll also be conducting a round-robin evaluation, which will be a chance for all of us to give some feedback to Todd. So pay special attention. The title of his speech today is I Can Do That, and I certainly hope that we get to hear something about his radio show. Please give a warm welcome for Todd Allen Kudabak and his speech, I Can Do That.
What does it look like to follow a dream? Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and certainly our guests, welcome. What abilities or what tools do you and I possess that help us bring our dreams into our reality? The way I understand it, we possess three powerful tools that help us to make our dreams come true. First, you and I have the ability to create a vision. We can visualize what that dream looks like incorporated into our lives. With that vision, then, it's easy to plant that into our mind with the commitment. Third, with the commitment and that vision, we can take action. Action wherever we can to ensure our probability of success. What does it look like to follow a dream? Let me share with you a couple of examples. First, let's take a look at nature. Now, imagine, if you will, a gigantic oak tree. Nature had a dream. That dream started off with a vision inside of a seed we call an acorn. Nothing's going to happen with this acorn until a commitment is made to plant it. Now, some would even say that Mother Nature herself stands over that seedling with a mantra daily. Grow, grow, grow. Next, nature needs to take action. Nature does everything it can to ensure that seedling's probability for success. Some examples of that: a little bit of rain and some sunshine. Let me share with you another example of me following a dream. As a small business owner, I found myself attending seminars that revolved around success principles. I would go to these seminars and get myself all jacked up about following my dreams. One day at a seminar, I was watching the presenter, and it hit me. I could do that. There really is no reason why I can't do that. I had a big dream to be a public speaker. I created a vision, and that vision consisted of me standing on a stage overlooking thousands of people as far as the eye could see in three directions. All of them were there to hear me speak. I even created a mantra, and I perseverated it daily. People of the earth, can you hear me? I took that vision and planted it in my mind with a commitment. Next, I needed to take some action. Somehow, I ended up in a meeting of Toastmasters. Imagine that. I started to experience in Toastmasters that confidence that I knew I needed to be that public speaker. One day at a meeting, a member came up to me and he said, "With a voice like that, have you ever considered radio?" I can't say I ever did. I've been a mechanic all my life. He told me about some basic broadcasting classes. I took some action and signed up for that class. I fell in love with the possibility and the idea of being a public speaker on the radio. Not long after that, I ended up at another seminar, and on the spot, I was asked to give a speech. Well, thank goodness for Toastmasters, because I had a speech all ready to go, and it fit the genre. A member in the audience, an existing talk show host, heard that speech and was intrigued. So much so that she struck up a conversation with me. In that conversation, we discovered that we had the same idea for a talk show. She invited me to join her existing show and incorporate our ideas. It wasn't too much longer after that, we started experiencing some great success. We came to the understanding that 40,000 people were downloading the podcast of the live broadcast every month. 40,000 people. With the internet, we could tell where those downloads were going. Great Britain, France, Australia, Japan, Canada, and the United States, just to name a few. And then it hit me. Thousands of people were coming to hear me speak. And guess what? People of the earth could hear me. I get goosebumps now every time I talk about it.
This gentleman is
What did I do? I created a big dream. I created a vision of what that dream looked like incorporated into my life. And I committed that in my mind. I then took action wherever I could to ensure my probability for success. Now, all of that occurred in just 8 months. Today, I have my own talk radio show called Life Mastery Radio with Todd Allen. Did I have being a talk radio show host on my radar 2 years ago when I started this journey? Not in the least. Just like an oak tree, it's one more branch in my growth in becoming a big public speaker. Toastmasters, the members and the organization are the real hero here. They stood over me with a mantra. Grow, grow, grow. More importantly, what big dream do you have? What dream do you have with a vision that's locked up inside of a seed you just need to plant into your mind with a commitment? What action can you take today to ensure your probability for success in the fulfillment of that dream? And who knows? Who really knows where you just might end up following your dream, Mr. Toastmaster?
Thank you, Todd, for that inspirational speech.